Noel Baker Jr. We'll start off with questions for Mr. Baker Jr.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Die Hard? I don't think so. I don't consider it a Christmas movie, at least. I mean, I don't.
So what did you guys learn after that Gonzaga game?
I think it was mostly like defensive stuff. We have to communicate better for sure. We have to play, just work together better defensively, playing off of each other, helping each other on defense, and like I said, just mainly communicating.
Could you tell this week really helped with you guys, finishing finals and not having a game in the middle of the week?
For sure, definitely. We're just after finals were over, we're just able to focus strictly on basketball, and that's always good. And we've been locked in this week. We've been, coach has been preaching defense a lot, communicating, playing together, helping each other. So it's been an emphasis. So we're pretty focused on that.
What stands out about St. John's?
They can play. They're small. They play fast, and we just have to be ready.
Go ahead. I was just wondering about their style of play. They press a lot. They're really, really trying to push it. I mean, do you look forward to playing a matchup like that, or what do you think about it?
For sure, I think we look forward to every game, and this is different. They play really fast, like you said. We haven't really played against a team that's going to press as much as they do, and we just have to stay poised. And just think the game. Try not to get sped up too much, for sure, but we have to attack at the same time.
About 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I asked Sean if this is his best shooting team. He thought so. Then you guys go into lows where you just can't hit shots. What's the reason behind that, you think?
I think that just happens throughout the season sometimes. We just have to continue to take great shots, continue to work on shooting like we do in practice as well, and continue to stay confident.
Is it more so you guys or the defense you guys are playing, or both?
I don't think it really has much to do with the defense that we're playing against. I think it's just, it happens to everybody. Even NBA teams go through slumps, and it happens to everybody. So we just have to stay confident and just continue to shoot the ball.
How do you kind of assess Nico's struggles shooting the ball recently?
He's a really good player. Everybody goes through slumps, so it's not a big deal to me at all. I want him to continue to shoot the ball. The whole team wants him to continue to shoot the ball and take good shots. So it's not anything to me. I want him to continue to shoot.
How would you characterize the non-conference as a whole, with one game left anyway? I mean, are you guys about where you thought you'd be? Anything maybe surprising to you one way or another about what's happened so far?
Of course, we didn't want to lose any games, but I feel like we learned from the games we lost, and that's big for us. We just have to continue to build on it. Our goal is to be really good when it's time to be really good in March. So we just have to continue to get better, continue to work hard in practice, and continue to give our best effort in games and try to win.
Did you guys know you'd be maybe as efficient as you've been offensively most of the time anyway?
I don't think we try to think about that. I think we just go out there and give it our all every day, and whatever happens, happens. It's not like we went out there like we're trying to be the most efficient team. Of course, we want to be efficient, but we're just going out there, we're playing hard, and we're trying to and just be our best.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, if you saw, in early practices, maybe back in September or something, where you said, hey, this team we got a lot of weapons here, or anything like that maybe started to jump out at you?
For sure, definitely. We have a really deep team, and like I said, we're just gonna try to go out there and give it our all. We knew we were gonna be have a lot of pieces for sure, and it's just about putting them together and when the time comes.
What do you make of this? You have an unusually long break after this game, 13 days before you play ASU, basically. I know you guys will get home for part of it. I mean, do you view that as a good thing, or is it maybe too long between games, or how do you look at that?
I think it's a good thing. Definitely get to go home and rest and for a few days, and then come back and get back to work, rest our bodies a little bit, and then come back and get to work and get better and get ready for another good game.
What's your personal way to handle it? I mean, when you go home, like say when you go home after the St. John's game, do you stay away from basketball? I mean, do you not even touch one, or do you still go out and shoot every day, or what's your routine?
I think it depends on what I need. Like years past, I've definitely gone home and I've shot because I was just coming off injury and stuff like that. But now, since I've been playing a lot, I think I'm gonna go home and have a little bit more of a recovery and rest a couple days.
Anything else for Jamal?
First question.
So what are you hoping to see out of your team right before you guys go into this holiday break?
Well, we've had a good week of practice, which at this time of year isn't always the case because I think all of us are juggling, two things that sometimes can go against each other. Final exams, final papers, the stress of finishing up a semester, and then also the stress of, guys packing, getting ready to go home for a well-deserved break over the Christmas holidays. That is offset by us getting ready for a game, practicing, trying to improve and be the most ready we can be for St. John's tomorrow night. But our group has done a really good job. We really have. I think we've had a good 4 or 5 days, coming off of our Gonzaga game. We did a couple good things in that game. There was a lot of really good basketball that both teams played. When you have one more rebound than Gonzaga, when you play a 40-minute game with only 6 turnovers, those are 2 great stats. They're might be the hardest team in the country to guard, and we had some really good defensive possessions and segments of the game. But we didn't make enough shots, and a lot like at Baylor, playing quick, got to be smart as well. Taking a couple ill-advised quick shots, my turn type of shots, balls not being taken into the paint, posted, patient, all the words that you can come up with. Play against a really good team, they use that against you, and Gonzaga did. So it's another opportunity for us to grow from that. We have a lot of new faces and a lot of key players that are brand new to college basketball. So my hope as we move here to San Francisco that we just continue to learn and play our best. Playing against a team from the Big East Conference, it's an opportunity for us to finish our non-conference schedule 11-2 and go home for the holidays. So we're highly motivated. I think our team is ready, and it'll be a big game for our team.
So is it just a case of good shooters taking bad shots, or just shooters just missing?
No, Nico had a day that he doesn't have very often, and clearly the win or the loss wasn't because of him. But somebody of his stature who doesn't shoot the ball well, we've taken a look. There are a couple maybe that he could have been a little bit more patient, but there were quite a few shots in that game that he normally makes, and that's part of it. But it's a team game. You win as a team, you lose as a team. There were many, many possessions that had nothing to do with Nico shooting that we just took first side shots, quick shots, and you play at a fast pace. It all depends on your opponent. You got to be very smart. And just because we're playing fast, which we want to do, doesn't mean that we need to be rushed into taking a shot that's not good for our team.
With that in mind, the St. John style of play, how do you apply that? Because they obviously press a lot and run a lot and try and hurry you.
Yeah, they're the fastest tempo team that we've played all season. Some of that is just because of the way they play defense. They do press. They're selective with their traps. It's not reckless. Sometimes they don't trap at all. Sometimes they soft press and drop into a matchup zone. Sometimes they're super aggressive and they trap and they really try to create turnovers. But St. John's, excellent team in transition, force high amount of turnovers, played a very, very fast tempo, an excellent driving team, and we have to be ready. They're 10-2, and I'm sure this is a very big game for them as well.
You talked about what you see ahead going ahead. What have you learned from your team to this point?
Well, I think we have a good team, and I think we have the makings of a team that's going to be much, much better moving down our schedule. Obviously, health is a part of that, but also just our collective way of being able to improve, get better, and having really good practices, being able to bounce back if you don't play well, if our team has a tough loss. But if we move in the right direction, we're just scratching the surface in a lot of areas. I mean, we played at a very, very fast clip the other day. Up-tempo, very fun game to watch, Gonzaga. We had 6 turnovers. That's really hard to do. And if we would have made a better percentage of the shots that we took, we would have been in the winner's circle, but we didn't.
What does it say about a guy like Nico, who, as soon as the Gonzaga game ended, he looked like he was right back out shooting at the Richard Jefferson gym?
Nico, he shouldn't hang on to that performance. I mean, he's going to have other games this year where he's not going to shoot the ball well. He had 10 assists. In the last 2 games, he's had 21 assists. He played hard all the way to the end. His assist-to-turnover ratio is getting closer and closer to 3-to-1. And you judge guards by that right there. If they can have an assist-to-turnover ratio of 3 assists to 1 turnover, they're really, really a good player. There's very few that have ever done that, even at a program like ours. So he's at the threshold of being able to do that. Plus, he's a high assist guy. So he does more things than shoot the ball. Same thing with his defensive rebounding. Our Achilles heel, one of the things that I've learned about our team is that's our biggest weakness. We do not rebound the ball well on offense or defense. In the Gonzaga game, we did it better than we have, and we had some segments like the first 8 minutes of the game where we were dominant. But to be able to sustain it for a 40-minute period, this is one of the worst rebounding teams that I have had at Arizona. So this is team 11, and if you just pull the stat sheet up, we have to get better in that area. I believe we can get better. We have enough talent to improve in that area, but we have to do it. And it's not just one person. It's our guards. They can rebound a lot better than they have. It's our big guys. I think Zeke is really the one right now that's moving in the right direction. If you look at his recent rebounding versus maybe the 5 previous games, that's more what we need from him, and he's capable of doing that. Our guys that don't start the game, who are our reserves, our bench, we need more production from them rebounding. But the more we improve in that area, the tougher team we're going to be to beat. And St. John's will test us in that area as well.
How's Stone? What's his status?
He's practicing now, non-contact. His symptoms are gone. When he practices with a face mask. I think his face, like his cheekbone, his eye, it's not 100%, but it looks a lot better. His swelling's down. And I guess, what are we, about 3 weeks coming up from when he sustained the injury? So, we get back from Christmas, he'll be a month, and he's moving in the right direction. He'll accompany us to the game, but he will not play in the game.
What do you see in Dylan? He looks fantastic some games, and some games the shot doesn't go, and he's just kind of been up and down, kind of like his career, but he's looked great at times this year.
Dylan's played some good basketball. We need him to be steady. We need him to be consistent. We need him to be a better defensive player. I think he's one of the smartest defenders on our team, and we need him to be that every game. And I think he's one of many candidates on our team who can rebound better, especially on defense. As long as he takes good shots, he'll shoot a good percentage.
Kind of like the team as a whole. Yeah.
Anything else?
You guys have been pretty good over the years with this last game before Christmas when you take a break, and you alluded to the kind of stress of getting ready. How do you go about that and balance that out? I mean, our guys, are they making arrangements and stuff, and how do you keep them focused on the game?
I think one of the things that we've done a good job of, it's really our entire staff. It's Ryan Reynolds, our director of basketball operations, Cats Academics, Andy Salgado, the people over there, the tutors, to not get behind, to try to stay on top of what they're doing all semesters, so that this last 7 days, they're not cramming or having to rally. That's a big deal. If they stay up with their work, although this is a difficult time, it's much more doable than when you see these guys stressed and you need to get a B or an A on a final paper to pass the class. You know, I think coming in the finals, our team is in a good place, and that helps. And then, you know, the second part of it is just giving them the extra day off, being balanced with our approach. We've moved our practice times around to accommodate these guys. And, you know, I think lastly, we have a good group. We really do. Dylan, you know, for all intents and purposes, he's graduated now. He's going to get a minor. I think in his second semester, he'll only have one class. You know, Stone, Max, Chase, those guys are all in graduate school. Freshman class, 4 freshmen are really strong students and really have done a good job. So all that really helps to make this time of year less difficult.
So most of them are going to scatter straight from San Francisco, or what's your guys?
I think everybody, for the most part, will leave San Francisco and go home, except maybe a couple guys that will return back to Tucson and then leave to go home that night.
With this long break, like, how do you plan to do it? Are they off through Christmas and they come back, 26th,
We
27th?
26th in the evening, so we have I think about a 4-day break, which is pretty good.
When you think of St. John's basketball, what do you think of just their history as a program?
Walter Berry, you remember him? Shelton Jones, Mark Jackson, Chris Mullen. It's like right around my time. Guys were really good. Malik Sealy, Jason Williams, Lou Carnesecca. That's what I think of. But Mike Anderson is an excellent coach. I've coached against him when he was at Missouri. He won at UAB. He won at Missouri. Did a really good job at Arkansas, and he's going to do a really good job at St. John's. He's a really good man and good coach. Very, very unique style of play. And any team that plays St. John's, you know, you don't want to get out hustled. You don't want them to be the scrappier, tougher team because they're playing 10 or 11 players, they're playing at a fast clip. And Figaro and Mustafa Heron are 2 very, very good players. They could play anywhere in the country, and you know they combine for more than 30 points per game. So that's what I think of now. But you ask me what I think of those days when I used to play.
Do you think Huron's going to play? Anderson's saying it's day to day, but apparently he doesn't have a boot anymore.
We're preparing for him to play. I understand he has an ankle injury, so we'll see. We'll see tomorrow night.
Just one thing, I'm following up on Stone. Like, he's back in non-contact. You mentioned, you know, obviously it's his only year. He's missing time. Did he express anything like he really wants to play, or pushing it, or did he accept that? Hey, I can't play until January?
No, I mean he clearly wants to play. It's just with a head injury and concussion, it's really not up to him. You know, it's up to his symptoms and giving him the most time to recover and being smart, making sure that our medical staff okays him and that he's comfortable and has enough, you know, activity under his belt before he returns to the court. And I believe all that will really be in place. And our hope is that when we get ready to play in the Pac-12, that he'll be fully recovered and 100%.
Do you think if he wearing a mask, like say if he plays for ASU, would he still have to
I think so.
How long, or what do you?
Not long, because you know he's going to have almost 5 weeks behind him before he plays a game, maybe even more. So I'd say somewhere around 6 weeks since his injury, he'll be able to get rid of the mask.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.